What is up, everybody? So, today it's another vlog that I'm going to be doing. And what is this, my 15th episode? I can't believe we've been doing it this long. Yeah, it's been a journey. So, this week I'm pretty excited because I'm going to be going to Mad Collab's Dark Arts event this weekend. I got some of my art pieces. I gave them about 10 pieces that they're going to be hanging there. It's going to be our Halloween party. It's going to be so fun. And hopefully I'm not going to get too trashed when I'm there. But I'm excited to see because there's going to be like a costume contest, and I'm going to go as Hermes. I'm still kind of like it's going to be a very makeshift costume, so it's going to be pretty fun, I think. But this week it's been really interesting because I've been trying to learn more about doing acrylic painting because I'm self-taught. It is really freaking hard to like get the right resources because so many people say like different things, and there's some basic stuff that everybody kind of agrees on, but then one channel will be like, don't do this, and the other channel says do this, and then so it's like, so I'm just kind of going back to the basics, going looking at books and trying to decipher what I actually need to do and just find the best techniques that I can, learn along the way. And basically just experience is the best thing. You can find only so much out through books and YouTube videos and tutorials and all that. This is the last painting that I did. I got another one that is finished, but it will be at a lot of my stuff's at the gallery right now. So I'll send a photo or take a picture of it later. But this one I call The Consciousness of Gaia. So I mean it's fairly obvious what this is supposed to be. It's got it's like a brain and everything. But I had a lot of fun doing this when I was at the gallery waiting to talk to people. So I was like, I'll just do some painting while I'm here. But that was no. It was on Sunday, yeah. So it was this past Sunday. And always so much activity there. So like I'm always trying to keep up. I think they're building like a new recording studio, so I'm going to be excited for that. But yeah, I don't know. It is really weird trying to be an artist because since I didn't go to school for this, I have no idea what I'm doing. I've only been painting for a little over a year. So just trying to figure out what's what, how do you sell this stuff? Do people even like this stuff? Trying to find my audience, trying to find my niche, all this stuff. It's so overly complicated, and it doesn't really need to be, I feel. It's just the way our society works now. Now we have cell phones, the internet's just connected to everybody. I remember there's this quote, I forgot who said it though, when uh, when there's an abundance of information, attention will be in scarcity. So that definitely is so true today. And I believe that guy said it in like the 60s or something. It's just, it's really, it's really weird to see how our society has evolved. And I grew up with like the internet being already a thing and just seeing how much it's changed just since I was a child and this weird kind of culture that's come out of it, especially the ignorance that's come out of the age of information. Like we have tons of resources people could look into, but because of the way their algorithms work for search engines, most of the stuff that gets pushed out is kind of bogus information, or it's just so basic that you don't really learn anything, or it's outdated, or it's just not even the right stuff. It's whatever's popular, whatever gets the most clicks ends up first, whether it's right or wrong. It's very unscientific. I notice especially when people say like, "Oh, I researched it." Like, did you research it, or did you just go Google a question with that already leads to the answer did you look for the answer that you already wanted to have? Is what I'm saying. Because it's really easy to do on Google, depending on how you phrase your question, like, why isn't this like this, or why is this like this, produces two different types of searches and different web pages that pop up, and a lot of it just is specifically targeted towards you because of your internet history beforehand. So the confirmation bias online is just tremendous. And it's weird because a lot of people say they researched something when all they really did was read an article. They didn't research anything. They didn't check out peer-reviewed papers. They didn't check out the experiments. They didn't look at the statistics. They just found what they wanted to find in the first place, which It's weird because we have an overabundance of information and even more ignorance than there was before. Because people are arguing, like, there's flat earthers now, man. There's flat earthers again after finally proving that the earth was round, like, in 500 years ago. Yet we have this resurgence of ignorance because people will believe what makes them comfortable or what already confirms what they already think instead of questioning what they think, questioning why do they think it. I'm hopeful for the future though. I think the next few generations are going to figure out a lot more stuff than we have right now. We don't destroy our environment within the next 100 years. I think it's going to be really freaking cool. The ability for technology to integrate with sustainable practices, because people are starting to realize that, hey, you have to make sure that what you do doesn't have an impact for the next thousand something years of generations. You have to make sure that you're not eating away the resources of your children and your grandchildren. But unfortunately, it's a little too late at this point. But I think we can make a comeback. But as an artist, I try to put as much of my philosophy and my thoughts into my work because I'm going to be dead at some point. But I would like my ideas to keep carrying on. And I like my favorite thing about being an artist is that I make artifacts. That's what we do as artists. It's all we do is we make artifacts of our generation, reflections of our time, and we we create history. Because as much as stuff is written in the news or in history books and all that, when that's all gone, archaeologists will be finding all our art, all the things we created, all our designs, and they'll be making inferences from what we create from our art, just as we make inferences and inference from what we discover in ancient Egypt, what we discover, in Sumeria, from their writings, from, but most of all, from their art. How did they worship their gods? What did they pay the most attention to? What was the society like? Because you can write all you want, but a lot of it is really just propaganda. And that's what you see from lots of things in ancient Egypt. A lot of it was like talking about how awesome the pharaoh was, or just random bullshit like that. And pretty much in every civilization, the leader always controls the media to an aspect where it reflects well on them, on the government. But our culture is preserved in what we paint, the pottery we create, what we do with our time. That's why I think it's good that everyone should at least be creative in some aspect. You don't have to be a painter. You don't have to be a sculptor. You don't have to do this, but you should be creative. You should be creating things that aren't for monetary value, but are just reflections of you. Because that's what carries on. We die, our bodies decay, we come back as another thing, maybe. But what we create stays for a lot longer, and it affects a lot more people than what little time we spend on Earth. Because in 1,000 years, someone might find your piece of art. They might find your dance video in some kind of weird archive, and people will be like, "Wow, look at this culture. Look at the diversity in it. Look at the struggle between classes. Look at the struggle between different economies. Look at the beautiful dance that is the negative and positive aspects of culture." And as creators, that's what we do. We are making history. So, I don't know, kind of a weird rant today, but I'm excited for the future. I'm excited to see what happens after I die. I think it's going to be pretty cool. So, if you are an artist, or if you aren't, please keep creating, but create positively. Create something that will express how you feel, how you see the world. Bring something into the world that's new, that's you. Because there's already enough people copying stuff. There's already enough pretty designs. Make something that's unique to you. All I really have to say today. See you guys next week.